Needonomics is based on Bhagavad Gita's on idea of India, which is non-violent, ethical, and spiritual in nature, confining to needs. As we all aware that economy is growing at a very slow rate as caused by COVID crisis. So by studying Needonomics today and through this webinar, Professor Goel will enlightening us that how to fix problems in this global economy, including India. Now, without taking much time, I request our principal, Sir, Dr. Balraj Thapar, to formally welcome our guest of the day. Principal, Sir.
Good morning, esteemed Professor Madan Mohan Goyal ji. Pleasure and pride that a person of Professor Madan Mohan Goyal's stature and eminences amidst us as a resource person. His words of wisdom will be a source of inspiration and stimulation for all of us. We are deeply beholden to him for sparing his valuable time to be with us on this occasion. Former Vice Chancellor and Needonomics Professor Madan Mohan Goyal, a researcher, guide, orator, prolific writer, experienced in educational governance in universities under state, center, and private sector. He possesses 40 years of teaching experience, including 16 years as professor of economics at Kurukshetra University. He had administrative experience of 16 years in various capacities as Vice Chancellor, JNU Jaipur, Director, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, Pro Vice Chancellor of Veer Kanwar Singh University, Ara State University of Bihar, Dean of Colleges and Social Sciences, Chairman Department of Economics and Department of Journalism at Kurukshetra. Professor Goyal has international recognition. He was first ICCR, Indian Council of Cultural Relations, Chair Professor in South Korea at Hankook University of Foreign Studies, Seoul. He was bestowed upon the honor of Ambassador for Peace recognition by Universal Peace Federation, Adjunct Professor at School Index Studies, Institute of Advanced Science, Dartmouth, USA. Professor Goyal was conferred Rotary Foundation Award for International Understanding in 1983, which provided him the opportunity to be India representative in USA, UK, Canada. He has also been in South Korea, Sri Lanka, Australia, Norway, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Nepal. At the National Front, Professor Goyal was honored in 2018 with Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Education Excellence Award by Indian Institute of Oriental Heritage, Kolkata. NAAC Bangalore has also utilized the services of Professor Goyal as a chairperson, member coordinator PA team several times. One of the distinct honors a professor involved in research can have is the publication of the book Economics, a research journey with Professor M.M. Goyal, edited by Dr. Pradeep S. Chauhan and published by VK Global Publication on Retirement. His area of research is economics of human resource development and Indian economy. He has 446 publications, including 5 books, 1 monograph to his credit. He has successfully guided 22 PhDs, 25 MPhil scholars. He has completed 2 research projects. He has established his credential in economic journalism and development communication. Professor Goyal has served as the editor of Kurukshetra Research Journal of Arts and Humanities, Journal of Haryana Studies. In addition, as the chief editor of Kautilya, he is one of the editorial board of Finance India. He has drafted intellectual property rights policy of Kurukshetra as nodal officer of IPR cell. He is a recipient of 2 gold medals for standing class first in MPhil economics and PGD-JMC. I extend a warm welcome to former Vice Chancellor and Needonomics Professor Madan Mohan Goyal ji. Thank you for being with us. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for welcoming our guest and key speaker of the day. Professor Goel, really, I would like to thank you for sparing your precious time and accept our invitation on behalf of our college and ready to enlighten our students with our knowledge and motivational thoughts. Thank you once again, sir. Sir,
Uh,
our,
i-
sir, our,
this is my PPT visible?
yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay.
Sir, our audience is a mixed group of undergraduate and graduate students from different streams like
Okay.
commerce, management, and economics.
Thank you, Minuji. I'm grateful to Honorable Principal
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sabraj Aparji for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts on a very important topic, Needonomics for Atamanirbharta. And let me honestly tell you, I'm a humble teacher, researcher, student from Kurukshetra. Probably all of you are aware of Kurukshetra. Most of the people around the world know Kurukshetra, but sadly for Mahabharata. I always promote Kurukshetra as a place to be the first ever university on the planet because university has an objective of knowledge, and the best source of knowledge has been given by Lord Krishna himself in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Let me tell you, Bhagavad Gita is a ism neutral, religion free treatise on management, relationship management, and welfare economics. To move on the ladder of success of Atamanirbharta with morality, opulence, victory, and empowerment, believe that Lord Krishna and Arjuna is with you. And that is called Ek Shloki Gita. If you put it in Google search engine and write down Ek Shloki Gita, you will get Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna, Yatra Partharo Dhanurdhar, Tatra Silvijyo, Uttardutta, Mitra Mitra Mam. With this note, let me come to the topic of discussion this morning, Needonomics for Atamanirbharta. Hopefully, all of you understand Atamnirbhar Bharat concept given by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, few months back, but it was not understood by many people, including international community. Because in Hindi, Atmanirbhar means self-sufficiency, which is an objective pursued in a closed economy. Whereas we have to talk about self-reliance, which is an objective pursued in an economy where we have international trade. An economy is self-reliant if it is having favorable balance of payments. But as a advocate, disciple of Gita, I always say that Atmanirbharta means dependence on soul, which is the message of Gita, which we have to understand in all aspects of life with reach model, REACH model, with relevance of needs and its economics, which I have conceptualized as Needonomics. And let me tell you, needs are as old as civilization. The adage, necessity is the mother of invention, rightly explains the importance of needs. There is a literature on economic thought relevant to justify Needonomics, economics of needs, for Atmanirbharta. Let me recall Maharaja Agrasen, who was instrumental in promoting Atmanirbharta when anybody and everybody coming to his kingdom in Agroha, he used to provide finances. 1 rupee, 1 brick was contributed by every member living in that kingdom. Not only that, Maharaja Agrasen was advocating spending 25% on self, 25% on the business, and 25% savings, and last 25% on others' welfare, which gives a message to the Indian community today to think in terms of Needonomics, which is practically flowing from Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 22 of chapter 9 of Gita. Anyanya chintanto mayojana priyupaste tesham nityabhyuktanam yogam kshemam mahamyam. And let me tell you, this shloka is used in the logo of Life Insurance Corporation of India. Yogam Kshemam Mahamyam. Your welfare is our responsibility. It believes in common sense approach, which is ethical, non-violent, spiritual, and environmental friendly, and says no to greed. We today will understand benefits and wide scope with strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenge analysis of Needonomics for economy globalization, because people have been confused with the approach talked about be vocal for local, let it be replaced and be diplomatic in talking about globalization, think globally, act locally, as we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and that is to be done with spiritually guided materialism strategy, which I would like to advocate. In this presentation, Needonomics for Atamanirbharta, we have to do what and what not, why not, when not, where not, for whom. This question should ponder over in the mind of every stakeholder of the economy, including consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. And we have to understand this WWW as work without worries is very important. When we are suffering from COVID crisis, people are worried, but we have to work without worries. This is the sermon which I want to share with you today. Bharat. Bha means knowledge, Rat means seeker. Bharat is a knowledge seeker economy from the very beginning. That is why it enjoys the status of Vishwa Guru. But sadly, in English dictionary, Bharat is called India, independent nation declared in August. Bharat is the only country which has been given different name in English. But it is our duty, when we think in terms of new India vision, we have to perceive India as independent, non-violent democracy with integrity and amity, and these five alphabets of India needs to be understood, analyzed, interpreted, and adopted for developing Atamanirbharta in my beloved India. Atamanirbharta is meant for the entire society at all levels, global to local. And I have conceptualized society as all minus self I. I myself is not society, but around I is society. Today, my society is the fraternity of teachers and students of Goswami Ganesh Dutt SD College, Sector 32C, Chandigarh. Therefore, whatever I will do it for the sake of this society of students and teachers of GGDSD College, Chandigarh. In this society, we have four actors: consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. When Minuji, you were a student and I was a student, we were told that producer is a hero, because at that time we were taught about the Say's law of markets, supply creates its own demand. But today it has become obsolete. Today, consumer is the hero who demands. And let me tell you, consumer needs to demand what is essential for him or her. And we need to have conspicuous consumption to be avoided, and we have to reduce our consumption at micro and macro level. As a hero, hero is interested in heroine. As a consumer is always interested in goods and services, both quantitatively and qualitatively. In quality, we talk of standards, international standards, guarantee, warranty. Meaning thereby, these two sides of the coin, demand and supply, need to be understood for Needonomics and Atamanirbharta. To my mind, all those who create problem for a hero to meet the heroine, they are to be called villain. And these are basically the distributors, traders, marketers, the policymakers, the politicians, both in power and opposition, who are instrumental in destroying the culture in the economy where we are not able to take care of the interest of other stakeholders. Therefore, in keeping in mind the relevance of Atamanirbharta as well as Needonomics, let me conceptualize Needonomics, economics of need, as Atamanirbharta and Atamanirbharta as Needonomics, meaning thereby Needonomics is Atamanirbharta and Atamanirbharta is Needonomics. And this needs to be pursued in our economy in a big manner. For that, I have conceived this REACH model, REACH model. Here, first of all, to understand both the conceptualizations, Atam Nirbharta and Needonomics, we have to read Gita, which has 700 shlokas in 18 chapters, and that is necessary and sufficient to recall ourselves as soul. When you are soul, death rate is zero, because soul is immortal and we should have fearlessness. We should avoid fear. Fear is false evidence is appearing real. And we have to empower ourselves with this enlightenment flowing from Gita, and particularly the LIC logo, Yogam Kshemam Mahamyam. And for that, we need to adopt altruistic approach. We should not spend everything on ourselves, but we have to spend something on others also. Not me, but you is the slogan of National Service Scheme, which needs to be understood, analyzed, interpreted, and adopted for developing the altruistic approach, which is the need of the day for Atmanirbharta as well as Needonomics. This can be done only if we have commitment. Commitment for understanding, analyzing, interpreting, adopting Needonomics as well as Atmanirbharta, which are one of the substitute of the other. And we should hold on needs. We have to keep hold on our needs only. We have to say no to greeds. Let me tell you honestly, most of the problems we are facing today, these are because of greed, terrorism, corruption, exploitation, discrimination, deprivation. All these problems are caused by greedonomics, economics of greed, and we have to say no to that. All citizens, as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders, have to accept the realities of COVID crisis in terms of slowdown as well as recession. Many of the people don't agree whether the economy is suffering from recession or not, and this recession is from both sides. Supply side chain has been broken, as well as the demand side when people don't have purchasing power. From that point of view, we have to think in terms of basically the solutions of the problems of COVID created crisis. Here I would like to comment. Test positive has become the most negative word of 2020, whereas we must have positive attitude in faith so that we can understand problems of Indian economy. Let me make a sweeping statement. Atmanirbharta is a necessary and sufficient condition for sustainable development. You know, sustainable development means not only to keep the resources for ourselves, but we have to keep it for the next generation, which has to ensure intergeneration equity. Intergeneration equity is basically modern concept of development, but sustainable development is to ensure intergenerational equity by keeping a check on our greed, which is a villain for all. I was telling to you that most of the problems we are facing today, whether we talk of terrorism, whether we talk of corruption, discrimination, discontent, that is because of greed. We have to say no to this greed, and we have to understand and adopt Needonomics, which is based on Gita, which provides insurance for Atmanirbharta for survival, existence, and excellence of every Indian. That have to be understood in right perspectives so that we can solve almost all the socio-economic problems. Let me honestly tell you, our economy is facing Chakravyuh challenges. Like in Mahabharata, we were having one uh, character who was caught in Chakravyuh challenges. Probably you know the name of that. And solve the socio-economic problems. Socioeconomic problems includes many problems, including cobra effect of debt. Cobra effect of debt means when we take certain measures, this gives unpleasant consequences. Like we take the loan, we are not able to pay it back, we become victim. Earlier, we were becoming bonded laborers, but nowadays, some of the people, if are not able to return the loan, they commit suicides also. The solution lies in Needonomics, economics of greed, and this economics of greed has to be stopped by adopting Needonomics not only in consumption but production, distribution, and exchange. In consumption, if we confine to needs, we are basically adopting approach of consumer psychology that we have to confine to needs and to say no to greeds. But for producers, distributors, and traders, I have come out with a NAW approach of marketing. NAW approach means firstly, we have to create a need. Minuji, I'm showing you one thing. What is this? Are you able to see Minuji? Hello? Hello? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm just asking a
Yes, sir.
question. I have something in my hand. What is this?
Pen.
Sorry, it is not a pen, but it is a pen type water filter. The entire country is suffering from water pollution. Drinking water is not safe. To purify drinking water, this is a pen type water filter. Do you need it?
Yes, sir.
What I'm doing, I'm creating a need of this product. Do you need it?
Yes, sir, we need it.
But it is costing $500. Probably you don't have dollars at the moment. Meaning thereby, it is my duty as a marketer to make it affordable. How to make it affordable for the students and teachers of GGD SD College, Chandigarh? My man will come to you who will charge only 1 rupee per day and he will come just for 365 days. What I'm doing, I'm making it affordable to you, worth of its price. Now, are you interested to buy it? Minuji, what I have done, I have created a need of the product. I have made this product affordable and worth its price. This approach of marketing needs to be adopted by the present market, which is full of goods. There are malls, there are departmental shops, and other big shops where the market is full of goods and they don't have buyer. Therefore, to become consumer friendly, it is the duty of the marketers to make it, create its need, make it affordable, and price it worth of it. And we have to adopt secrets of investment in Vedic wisdom of four ashrams: Brahmacharya, Grahast, Vanprasth, and Sannyas. Although I don't know anything about Sannyas, but I have seen Brahmacharya, I have seen Grahast, and now I am a retired man in basically that third ashram of Sannyas, this before Sannyas, that is, we talk about Vanprasth. In this, we have to have financial planning, which brings fearlessness and happiness in the economy. If we divide the entire population into these four ashrams, 25 years, up to 25 years is brahmacharya, meaning thereby up to 25, one is to study. And for that, we have to allocate the resources for their education, health, and that should be properly utilized. And all those programs of employment, they should be available between 25 to 50. And after 50, in the third ashram, when we called basically the Vanprasth, there it is our duty to become the financial advisor, how to make the allocation of resources for other activities so that we have fearlessness and happiness in the economy. I am of the view that all kind of deficits prevailing in the economy, fiscal, revenue, budget, primary, trade, and above all, trust can be addressed by reducing the coefficient of distrust. At the moment, the economy is having coefficient of distrust. You all of you know that farmers are sitting on Delhi border because they are not trusting the three acts given by the government, and government is considering farmers fools. If government is clever, farmers are not fools. Therefore, government should not unnecessarily raise the hopes of the farmers, and there should be a solution of the problem so that we understand the stakeholders of the economy as well as farmers, consumers, producers, distributors, and the government. Atamanirbharta calls for loans on zero interest under monetary policy. You know, at the moment, our interest rates are very high. Honestly speaking, education loans are costly than car loans. Our economy, when we think in terms of national education policy, we must ensure that education loans are cheaper than car loans. But that is possible if we adopt zero subsidy under fiscal policy. Our economy is a victim of subsidy in fiscal policy. And the same money which we spend on fiscal policy, if it is being given to the monetary authority, the loans can be provided at a zero rate of interest, even to the students for education. And that is required for implementation of manufacturing policy, which has to modernize, but there's a cap for them to get the loans from the monetary policy where they don't provide sufficient fund. That is why they have to go in for the import of second-hand import technology from other countries. If we want to have modernization of the manufacturing sector under micro, small, medium enterprises, we have to have export orientation. For that also, you know, presently micro, small, medium enterprises are not able to compete with international institutions, international multinationals, and for that we have to create some Indian multinational companies. There are many Indian multinational companies. One of your teachers is already working on that. But there is one organization, KVIC, Khadi Village Industry Commission, which can be converted into a multinational corporation for giving export orientation to the product of micro, small, medium enterprises which are not able to compete. By this, they are going to get a brand name, KVIC as a MNC, and they will be able to fetch a fortune. They will be able to sell their products around the world, not only in the domestic market. To work for Atamanirbharta without worries, we have to learn the best practices available around the world. I was in South Korea and I have seen Pali Pali culture. Pali Pali culture means hurry up, and be quick. And we have to adopt prognosis approach, not postmortem approach. As you know, we conduct postmortem after the death of a person for which he is not going to survive again. But it has its own merits, but we have to have prognosis approach before anything, should plan, and from that point of view, I believe that we should not waste our time, resources, wasting the time. Rather, we should adopt this Pali Pali culture, hurry up, and be quick in decision making so that we can avoid wastages of all kinds. As consumers, producers, distributors, and traders, we need to become street smart. Street smart is a person who knows the environment around. And for that, we have to understand presently we are victim of COVID crisis. We have faced lockdown and presently farmers agitation is going on. In my considered view, the farmers agitation may have serious consequences on the economy, may be harsher than the lockdown. Therefore, it should not be taken lightly and we should come out with the solutions as soon as possible. Therefore, we need to become street smart as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. This calls for transparency. Although Government of India has been talking of RTI Act, which to my mind has miserably failed in bringing transparency, rather it has created white collar criminals as RTI activists who harass others and basically given birth to new kind of white collar crimes. Transparency is there these days. Online we talk about in banking, in terms of commerce, in terms of marketing, in terms of online education. Although I hold very strong opinion that online education cannot be a substitute of classroom teaching, but at the same time online things are going on in the country and artificial intelligence is in play. I consider if artificial intelligence is used properly, it is good, but there are misuses also. We have to be alert, aware, and awake with Vivek for using this artificial intelligence to become transparent in the real sense of the term. We need responsiveness in the economy. Sorry to say that we delay things like anything. There are many cases lying pending in the court for the last 20 years, 30 years. And let me confess, as a teacher, when I was teaching in Kurukshetra University, we were not able to declare the result on time. Many times, the results of first semesters used to be declared after the admissions, after the examination of second semester used to go on. We need to become responsiveness. Presently, we talk about 24-hour model, 7 days model, 30 days model, maximum 1 year. There are solutions for every problem. I have been talking about examination reforms. Presently, when online things are going on, there are some problems inbuilt even in the online examination. I was suggesting to the government of Haryana that why not to learn something from even odd. Presently, colleges are giving internal assessment that can be replaced by let odd semesters be done by the institution where they are being given education and university conduct only even semester examination, that is second and fourth, so that the load can be reduced, so that the results can be declared on time. This will certainly bring responsiveness. Although in the classroom setting we are able to respond to the questions there and then, but results have to be declared at least in 15 days. We have target-oriented approach in my economy. I'm sorry to say we have a financial year which starts on April 1st, which I call Fool's Day, but 31st March has become a ritual day In my economy, on that day, we waste our resources like anything. Heaven is not going to fall. We are not able to spend our money on 31st March. The finances should be available to various sectors of the economy during month of April, May, June, if they are not able to spend by 31st March. That calls for making a change in our approach from the so-called target-oriented approach of wasting resources to action-oriented and result-oriented that can solve many of the problems of the economy. We need to avoid conspicuous consumption. We have to confine to need-based economy. We have to consume as needed, not wasting the resources like anything. Morality is the name of the game. Ethics in economics we have been talking about. Economics without ethics is like eyes without sight. You know, we have been talking about dharmas, artha, dharam, kam, moksha. Basically, earth without ethics is useless. Therefore, entire economy needs to be done with morality, which is nothing but the conceptualization of Needonomics for Atamanirbharta. All our stakeholders who need to be street smart have to become simple in the strict sense of the term. I have developed these two models, smart and simple models, in my book, Economics of Human Resource Development in India, long back in 2010-11, when I was in South Korea, where I was ICCR chair professor. And there I thought it that why not to make the manpower, the consumers, producers, distributors, and traders to be smart and simple. Simple living and high thinking has been advocated by the father of the nation. But I always believe in simple living and no thinking. No thinking does not mean that we should not think. We should think of those things which are in our control, and we should not think of those things which are not in our control. And that is the message of Bhagavad Gita also. Therefore, all our stakeholders, including consumers, producers, distributors, and traders, need to become simple. For becoming simple, we must have higher emotional quotient. Gone are the days when we were talking of IQ. IQ has become obsolete because it is just by machine, your smartphone, your laptop, your PC. Therefore, we need to develop our emotional quotient. We have to have motivation power, motivating ourselves, motivating others, and empathizing with others. We should not sympathize. We should empathize. We should put ourselves in other shoes and realize where the shoe pinches. And ultimately, this emotional quotient development can lead to the quality of life by the consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. We need to develop love oneself attitude. Although Bollywood and Hollywood talk of ilu ilu, I love you, but I always say I love myself as a soul, and this attitude need to be adopted by all consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. They will become fearless. Fear will be false evidences appearing real, which is necessary for working without worries in the economy today as a consumer, as a producer, as a distributor, as a trader. Physical development is necessary for because sound mind lives in a sound body. Health is wealth, and for that we have to have health culture. I believe that health culture can be developed by promotive health and preventive health, and for that we need to eat proper food. We should understand the importance of fasting also. I'm very happy to share with you that the langars being served in gurdwaras deserve to be appreciated for feasting also. There they serve the food within no time, and basically fasting and feasting are very important for physical development. Although World Health Organization has come out with a health protocol for COVID crisis, physical distancing, wearing mask, and washing your hands again and again. Here, I want to share with you that physical distancing, when we are not allowed to shake hands, not allowed to go for hugging, it has made our namaste, namaskar as internationalization of Indianization. It is a good omen that India is being internationalized, and there is a lot of scope for internationalizing Indianization, for conceiving certain goods and services to be provided to the entire group. I believe Indians are poor and unemployed in India only, and we can find out number of opportunities for Indians, if not in India, but outside India. I was telling to you that KVIC converted into MNC, and that can provide employment opportunities for Indians in India as well as outside India. There is trade and services, which allowed export of manpower. When we are victim of overpopulation, should not call brain drain as a problem, rather it should be taken as an opportunity for internationalization of Indianization. We need to change our mindset. We are in war of words, blame game. Every day government accuses opposition leaders, and politicians abuse bureaucrats. Bureaucrats abuse politicians. Teachers criticize students. Students criticize teachers. Therefore, we are victim of blame game, war of words. We have to change our attitude. We have to change our looks. We have to change our actions. We have to change our words to make it the law of the land. Honestly speaking, the writing is clear on the wall. As a student of economics, I believe the rate of progress in spirituality is faster than the rate of progress in materialism. And for that, we need to develop spiritual quotient. Spiritual quotient is a concept related with soul, which is immortal. There is no fear of death. And emotional quotient is related with your heart. IQ is related with your brain. There is need of balancing between IQ, EQ, and SQ. SQ is most important, more important than emotional quotient and IQ. And for that, we have to follow the logo of LIC, Yogam Kshemam Bohamyam, which gives a clue to the kind of needs we have. And for that, we have to develop spiritually guided materialism strategy for making production, distribution, sales, marketing as consumer friendly by NAW approach, need, affordability, and worth approach, which was I was talking about for the goods and services in our economy. Friends, I have been talking about this concept time and again. I have shared many of my blogs in the Speaking Tree Times of India. I have a website, www.needonomics.com. I have written many articles which are available online. You can simply put up Needonomics or Needonomics. You can put up my name also. You will find number of articles which will justify the relevance of Needonomics for the revival of the global economy as well as in the Indian economy. Therefore, let me conclude my discussion to you, and that is Needonomics provides insurance to the Indians for their Atamanirbharta as based on Gita used in the logo of LIC of India. Yogam Kshemam Bahamyam, your welfare is our responsibility. To obtain Atamanirbharta, we need rich model consisting of 5 steps, including read Gita, empowerment with enlightenment, altruistic approach, commitment, and holding needs. Economy can be made consumer friendly by adopting NAW, need, affordability, and worth approach, or marketing with focus on the need based priorities in choices of all kinds by consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. Atmanirbharta is a necessary and sufficient condition for sustainable development of an economy and its people by keeping a check on greed, which is villain of all. Atmanirbharta calls for street smart Indians as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. We have to learn best practices from all other nations, including Pali Pali culture, hurry up and be quick culture of South Korea, and adopt prognosis approach. We have to adopt secrets of investment in Vedic wisdom of 4 ashrams with financial planning, which brings fearlessness and happiness by adopting economics of needs. Atmanirbharta calls for loans on zero rate of interest under monetary policy and zero subsidy under fiscal policy for implementation of manufacturing policy with export orientation, which is the objective of self-reliance. Self-reliance means we are an open economy when balance of payments are favorable. We should not basically confine to self-sufficiency, which is an objective in a closed economy To my mind, that is the approach of the frog of the well. Let me conclude. Needonomics is Atamanirbharta and vice versa that needs to be understood, analyzed, interpreted, and adopted in a big manner if we want to get rid of the crisis created by COVID and other factors when we are suffering from recession and slowdown in the economy. With this, I am grateful to Honorable Principal Dr. Baharji and HOD of Economics, Dr. Meenu Gupta ji, for giving me this wonderful opportunity of sharing my thoughts to you this morning. Thank you very much. Hopefully, Meenu ji, I have done completed the things on time. Meenu ji, unmute yourself, Meenu ji. Dr. Meenu, unmute yourself. Hopefully, I have completed the things within time, and you
Yes,
can
sir,
invite
yes.
some questions. If
Yes, sir.
required.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You had well completed on time. Now I request the students, please, if anybody want to discuss about Atmanirbharta or any questions,
Ma'am, I have a
it
question.
is open for discussion now.
A very good morning to you, sir, and
Yeah,
thank you
welcome.
so much. And thank you so very much for starting our day with such an inspirational session. And thank you so much for letting us know that all of us who are the students and who are the generations who have to lead the nation, we need to be Atmanirbhar and self-confident and self-independent enough so that we can benefit ourselves and our society wherever we are, all of us side by side. Sir, I just wanted to ask one question, and which is that the phase of life in which we are at this moment, it's the second stage which you were talking about, like till the 25 years of age.
Yes.
Sir, often when we people, when all of us, we start to become Atmanirbhar, as we talk self-independent. Sir, at
Mhm.
times there are things when this self-dependent thing, it actually leads us to overconfidence.
We have to become street smart in that manner, not over smart and stupid smart.
Yes, sir.
And when you are in phase of getting employment, honestly speaking, when we talk in terms of the problem of unemployment, underemployment, I know even education is not able to give the results. We are producing half-baked products. We Our products are not able to get employment in the market. Employer says that the educational product is not employable. I believe many of us are careless, many of us are useless. How to become careful and useful and take care of the benefits of the ashrams? As I was telling to you, if you have been properly educated, enlightened, empowered, I believe that you will create either self-employment opportunity for you, or you will get job opportunities in the public sector, private sector, and you are being weighted outside India. Honestly speaking, my experience says Indians are preferred outside India more than India, because all the multinational companies, they believe Indians are honest, they are trustworthy, their emotional quotient is higher than others. Therefore, employment opportunities are waiting for you. You not to have overconfidence, but just become street smart, not over smart. Hopefully, you will get number of opportunities in times to come if you have understood Atmanirbharta as well as Needonomics.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much, sir.
Yes, students. Anybody
A
else?
very good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
First of all, bundle of thanks, sir, for providing us such information and enlightening the day with us with such information facts. So my doubt is regarding Atmanirbhar as well. Do you think that the government's take on Atmanirbhar Abhiyan has have a significant impact on the economy? Because during the COVID times, the economy and the GDP of India has decreased significantly, and now the financial year quarters, the GDP is in negative. So do you think that Atmanirbhar Abhiyan had some sort of effect so that the GDP was not that destructively affected as compared to if this Abhiyan was not undertaken by the government? I mean, do you think that economy has benefited from this Abhiyan of government? What's your take on it, sir?
Honestly speaking, we have not practically understood Atmanirbharta Abhiyan. We have simply been allocating the resources. You might have seen that we have devoted around 30 lakh crore rupees in terms of the packages announced by government in four phases, one, two, three, four. And I have a doubt this may not be properly utilized, although positive signs are being seen in the economy. The growth is picking up, but since farmers agitation has started, so nothing can be said at the moment, but we should have a ray of hope that if we practically adopt an approach of self-reliance, honestly speaking, the be vocal for local has also been misunderstood. It is giving wrong signals to the global economy, and many of us are allied with you, particularly China, when we talk in terms of boycotting their products. We cannot compete with China in many respects, but we should be diplomatic in handling China. Be vocal for local is giving wrong signals. I already talked to you about a conceptualization, globalization. Globalization means think globally, act locally. Probably that can be diplomatic move by replacing be vocal for local to bring the economy out of the crisis. Being member of the World Trade Organization, being member of the United Nations, it is not possible to isolate ourselves from the international community. Although on one side we are looking for permanent seat in Security Council, on the other hand we are simply going in for self-sufficiency objective in a closed economy, which is not possible. To my mind, economy can come out of the crisis if we make it export oriented. Many of the products we have not thought of. You know, we have jaggery good we eat during winter. And honestly speaking, this can be appetizer and dessert for the entire world. If we are able to create demand, desire, need for jaggery good around the world, we need not to export anything else. Therefore, there is a lot of opportunities if we confine to Needonomics and Atamanirbharta proved to be a success story. I have told to you that it is an insurance not only to Indians but to emerge as a global leader at the global scene to become a powerful country in terms of economic indicators also.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, one more thing. Actually, don't you think that the government is curbing the incentives of the people who want to set up their manufacturing units, which will automatically increase the exports of our country? And when the exports would be increased, definitely we're going to be having a significant place as far as the super nations are concerned. So personally, don't you think that the through the GST reforms, through the I would say the red tapeism and all that things, this particular government is curbing all the incentives that should have been given to the people who are in that particular phase of setting up manufacturing units, the small scale industries particularly?
Have you read something about the farmers' agitation? You know, when we talk
Yes,
of farmers, we talk of subsidy. When we talk
yes,
of the manufacturing sector, we talk of incentives. I am of the view that all should be given the incentives in terms of zero rate of interest on loans, not charging any interest. And we should stop giving these incentives and subsidies to the entire sector of the economy. Then only we can. I believe in user pay principle. We should stop giving this free things to our country. We have become habitual of wasting the resources. That is why I talked about Cobra effect on the economy of loans. When we are not able to pay back, we either commit suicide or we basically are not in position to return back the money. You know, NPAs in the banking sector. NPA has become a great challenge for the Indian economy. Therefore, as an economist, as a needonomist, I believe that we must confine to needs. Consumption should be confined to needs. Our now approach should be adopted by the marketing in terms of the producers, distributors, and sellers, so that we don't waste our resources. We need to adopt an eclectic approach towards the economy. We should not eat simply to live, but we have to eat excellently so that we can work efficiently. Work culture have to be created in the economy instead of depending only on the incentives.
Yes, sir. Truly agree with you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, Professor Goel?
Yeah, you are audible.
Thank you so
I
much, sir.
cannot appear on your screen. I think you have put me on a corner and I'm not visible in a group. I don't know what you've done. Is it visible on the screen?
Yes, sir.
I am not able to see myself in the screen.
I request all the students to keep your cameras on just for a click.
Yeah.
Uh, students are requested to please keep your cameras on just for a while. Gurleen, please keep your cameras on. Okay. Everybody, please. Gautam. One more, sir. One more, just. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Ashra Club, UGTST College, Chandigarh, I would like to thank you, sir. And we are very grateful to you for sparing your time and giving valuable insights to our students. Really, it's our privilege to listen your motivational and inspiring talk on this current and hot topic. It can be rightly proved by you that Needonomics act as the new wheels of economy in post-pandemic world. Really, sir, once again, thanks a lot. I'm also grateful to the management and our respected principal for gave this opportunity. It was great experience, sir. I'm also thankful to our technical team, especially Mr. Keshav, for providing technical assistance throughout the webinar. My sincere thanks to our participants, especially students, who graced this session with their presence. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Thank you.